Everyone, have a wonderful class.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm going to try to adjust this so that you don't get too much of my head cut off in every pose, but we'll do our best. And we're going to start seated, so find a comfortable place to sit up tall. No props necessary for today, but you guys know blocks can always come in handy, so have something nearby if you think you might be able to take advantage of that. And then sit up tall, close your eyes, and tune yourself right into your breath. Notice the rhythm of the breath, the cadence, the depth, the quality. Recognize whether you have paid attention to the breath thus far today or in the last few days. My goal as a practitioner, instructor, information conveyor is for you guys to start to notice your breath off the mat as well. So see if you can make that your homework to just check in periodically if you find yourself in a stressful moment, or even if you find yourself in a really blissful moment. Try to take pauses throughout your day. Just find the breath. That can go so far at a time like right now. As we know, it also sets the tone for what we do on our yoga mats. Allow the breath to thicken and deepen. Allow the mind to center within the breath. Kind of like watching the waves of an ocean or even floating on top of waves of an ocean. That it holds our attention, but it's this kind of rhythmic flow. Ease right into itself. The inhale becomes the exhale. The exhale becomes the inhale. They self-perpetuate. They're like yin and yang. If you can notice as your breath slows down and as your mind settles into the breath, what other physiological components come into play. Maybe you get some stomach gurgles because your rest and digest mechanism starts up. Maybe your shoulders have been lifted up by your ears, your neck has been shortened for weeks on end, and you finally start to get a little bit of softness there. Maybe something else. Take inventory, notice little shifts and changes as we get settled. Also notice if you brought anything onto your mat that needs to be acknowledged or recognized or possibly supported. Examples of that would be a recent injury or something maybe longer term that you're still working with or trying to support, trying to enhance. It could be a thinking pattern. Maybe there's a bill to pay that's got you worried or a conversation to have that's got you nervous. Maybe it's something as simple as a little crick in your neck that you pay attention to, bow to support rather than aggravate. Take 5 more breaths, just exploring the landscape that is your own inner workings right now. Anything that you notice needs to be supported, enhanced, acknowledged. There will be time for that. Just kind of setting the tone, taking inventory. Last breath or two, sitting up even taller. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bow your head, acknowledge whatever your intention is, whatever your goals are, however you're feeling. And then lift your head, float open the eyes. And all you'll do, still seated, is take your right fingertips over to the right side of your space, just outside of the right side of your pelvis. Keep the left hip really heavy and go for a walk to the right. So only go as far as your foundation doesn't change, and then start by peeling the left arm straight up into the air. We've got our left arm kind of like a triangle pose arm to start, wrist above the shoulder, and then you'll spin your left palm towards the right, and you'll make it more like a side angle pose arm. So reach the arm up and overhead, palm facing down. See if that changes your foundation. Try not to let it, and maybe spin your gaze down and tuck your chin just to keep the neck a little softer. Reach from sits bone to fingertips on the left side and push with your right hand into the mat. So you actually want to get some traction to give yourself a little more stability in your foundation. Now from here, use your belly, lift all the way upright through center, and then left fingertips outside of the left hip. This time, be more mindful of the right side of your pelvis staying heavy. Walk your left fingertips to the left and peel at first the right arm straight up into the air. Now, if this feels like a lot, or maybe even too much, you can minimize, support it, you can even bend the elbows a little bit, or maybe not walk the left finger so far. Or you can spin the right palm to face the left and then reach the right arm up and overhead, kind of like side angle pose. Either way, I would like you to look down for now and tuck your chin. See if you can more actively soften the base of the skull, back of the neck. Maybe close the eyes down, soften the jaws. Try to think of the ribcage spinning open towards the ceiling rather than closed down towards the floor. One more breath. And then exhale, use your belly, use your foundation, press down to lift up, and let's come to tabletop on our hands and knees. So take a moment to adjust. Anyone with tender knees, we will be in low lunges and tabletops today, so maybe have a blanket nearby that you can slide under your knees if you like. Also know that you can always double roll your sticky mat like so, just to add an extra layer. But from here, finding tabletop, let's cow and cat. So inhale, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone up. And then exhale, do the opposite. Push the mat away, hollow out the belly, round the back. And then repeat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. 3 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And last one like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Now come back to neutral. Peel the right arm straight up into the air. Lean back, reach up. You might even look up. And then 3 times we're going to thread the needle. 3rd time we'll land. So exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left side of your chest, palm facing open. Take a little pause before you would ground the shoulder. And then inhale, peel back open, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, thread it underneath. Take a little pause when you get there, and then peel yourself back open. This time we're going to land, thread the right arm underneath the left side of the chest. Try to set your right shoulder down if possible. If that's too much, you can just land on the elbow or even on the back of the hand. See what works for you, and then try to let your right temple sink down towards the floor. Ideally, it lands on the floor and rests there. The left arm is going to peel straight up into the air, and you'll imagine you've got a pen or a pencil in your left hand, and you want to draw a perfect circle on the ceiling, but not from your wrist or from your elbow. Think about moving from the area around your shoulder blade. So all the muscles that stabilize your humeral head, the upper arm bone, in the glenoid fossa, in the shoulder blade, we want to use those muscles so that the rotator cuff is really stable. We've got a really sturdy foundation for the movements that we activate from here on out. Pause, reverse, go the opposite direction. Don't worry too much about those anatomy terms. What that really means in layman's terms is that we want to get the shoulder blade to be really stable where it is, or the shoulder joint really. But we also want some mobility around that. So take one more circle and then pause. Spin the left palm to face behind you, and really gently just drape the left arm behind your low back and notice what that feels like. See if there's any tension that crept into your neck, your shoulders, your facial muscles, your upper back. Try to smooth all of that stuff out. Maybe close the eyes if you're kind of bug-eyed, staring at the floor or staring to the left side of your space. Make everything a little softer. 2 more breaths. Last one, deep breath in. exhale, peel the left arm straight up into the air. And then left palm flat in front of your chest. Unthread the right arm, lean back, peel that one up into the air. Then listen carefully, take the right arm up and overhead. Look down, circle the right arm down. Pivot your right shin bone, point your right toes towards the back right corner of the mat. And then roll to the inner edge of your left foot as you straighten out your left leg and peel into a modified side plank on the right side. You decide if you'd like to look up, down, or sideways. You decide if you want to straighten the right leg or go a little crazier with it. But then take this left arm, the top arm, up and overhead, palm facing down. And from your left shoulder blade again, now it's 3 bigger circles. And if you need to help your balance out a little bit, you can look down. It's okay if the right wrist is a little forward of the right shoulder. It's okay if it's underneath. Do what feels better. Do what feels supportive. And then pause and reverse for 3, 2, and 1. Now look down, left palm down. Roll to the balls of your feet. You can straighten out the right leg so you're in plank pose just for a breath. And then from your belly, downward facing dog, stretch all the way back. Give it a moment, pedal out the feet. Obviously, we've got a second side of all those different things that we just went through. But before we get there, just take inventory from a different position. See how your down dog feels first thing in the morning, or at least your first down dog of this practice. Take one more inhale, press your thigh bones back, lift your hips up higher. And then exhale, melt your shin bones down to the mat. You're back to tabletop. And feel free if you need a cushion to add support. I like to point my feet. You can curl the toes or point the toes. That's up to you. Inhale, crown of the head and tailbone lift up just once. And then exhale, hollow out the belly, round the back. Now come on back to neutral. Peel the left arm straight up into the air. We're going to do that thread the needle 3 times. So again, thread the left arm this time underneath the right side of the chest, palm facing open, and you pause. Take your time with it and then peel back open. Reach the left arm straight up into the air. Repeat, left arm threads underneath the right side of the chest, and you pause. And then you peel yourself back open. This time we'll land left arm threads underneath the right side of the chest, palm facing open. Left temple comes down to the mat, if possible, or you modify as I showed you on the first side if you need to, and then right arm peels straight up into the air. Now imagine holding, say, a pencil or maybe even a paintbrush in your right hand and moving from your shoulder blade, you're going to start to draw that perfect circle on the ceiling. But the ceiling's not that interesting, so don't get caught up looking at your right wrist or your right hand. Try to keep your head really heavy. You might even close the eyes. And then one more circle, take a pause, reverse it, circle the opposite way. Same movement, just switching it up to see if there's a limitation or a difference there. Maybe that perfect circle gets a little bigger, maybe smaller, maybe it's more of a spiral. And then one more circle, you'll pause again. Spin the right palm to face behind you and drape the arm behind your low back. Let your left temple get heavy, let your forehead get heavy, the eyes might close, and breathe. Not here too long, so appreciate any of these moments where you're really close to the ground. What this does is not only does it give us a little less effort to exert, but we're physically getting grounded, which is the best thing that you can do for anxiety, overthinking, any of that stuff. 2 more breaths here. Last one, deep breath in. And then peel the right arm up into the air. Right palm flat in front of your chest. Left arm unthread, lean back, reach it up. And then listen carefully, left arm's going to circle up and overhead until you can place your palm towards the front of the mat. Not all the way up there, but towards the front of the mat. Pivot on your left shin bone, point your left toes towards the back left corner of the mat. And then roll to the inner edge of your right foot, straighten your right leg out, and peel the right side body open. So now you're going to modify left side side plank. If you want to be in a full-on side plank, or if you like a different modification better, that's fine with me. Take your right arm up and overhead, palm facing down. And then from this position and from your right shoulder blade, this time it's a bigger circle. Take 3 of them. Maybe look down as you do it and see how things are going. And then pause when you finish, reverse for 3 more. when you finish again, look down at the mat, right palm flat, spin to the balls of your feet, so straighten out your left leg, maybe set the knees down if you want it to be easier. Chest spins forward, and then you'll slowly lower. Chaturanga Dandasana, keeping the shoulder blades on the back, moving as slow as you can, staying in control, and then coming all the way down to rest on your belly. Now, once you're on your belly, rest your forehead, point your feet. And we're going to do a little different variation than our usual back bends, at least to start. So press your pubic bone down a whole lot. Low back should feel like it gets a little longer when you do that. And then interlace your fingers behind your head. So you can take a look at my screen if that's not clear, but your shoulder blades, you want to slide them down the back. Fingers are interlaced behind the head, not behind the low back. And your elbows, I want them to lift up away from the floor, so that ideally the elbows are in line with the ears. Now, once you get there, press your pubic bone down more. And then 3 times, we're going to inhale, peel the upper body up. Then you can add the legs. Exhale, everything comes back down. So just warming up the back. Same thing again, keep the elbows lifted. Inhale, curl the forehead, chin, and chest. Then the legs. Exhale, release. One more time, elbows stay hovering. Inhale, forehead, chin, chest. Then the legs. This time, pause, hold there, and then take the arms, reach them straight forward, but keep the gaze down. 3, 2, and 1. Slide the arms back, palms under shoulders. Legs come down, pubic bone presses down. Inhale, little baby cobra, it's tiny. And then exhale, release that, forehead to the mat. 2 more times. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead to the mat. 1 more time, same thing, inhale, cobra. Maybe it gets a little bit bigger. Exhale, release that down, curl your toes. Downward facing dog, shift all the way back. Pedal out the feet, rock the hips side to side, see how things are going. Grip the mat with your hands, but push the mat away. So even this is a shoulder, chest, neck, upper back opener. We're going to keep the feet at the back of the mat. And very slowly, very mindfully, just take your hands for a walk towards your feet until your feet can flatten out. You end up in an Uttanasana, standing forward fold. You'll want to bend your knees at least a little bit for the first one. And then let's bring the palms to the shins. So really exaggerate. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen forward through your spine. And then keep that length as you lay your belly down on your thighs. So actually touch them together. Then grab hold of opposite elbows. And then tuck your chin and try to let your biceps bring out your ears. Now once you get there, get a little more freeform about it. Shift to the left, shift to the right. Bend one knee at a time. See where you can land your body weight. Where does it feel more helpful, more comfortable, better of a stretch? Comfort is all relative, so don't always opt for ultimate comfort. But try to find a comfortable amount of discomfort. So you're always kind of testing the boundaries. Within reason and being safe. Now you can keep this one up if you would like, or you can interlace fingers behind your low back if you've got the capacity for that. If you go for the interlace, squeeze the elbows in, tuck the chin more, and then reach the knuckles up and away from the lower back. And then everyone tuck the chin a little extra, and just gently rock the head from side to side. See what that feels like. After you shake the head no a couple of times, maybe nod the head yes a couple of times. See where within your range of motion you might feel stuck, or you might feel tension or tenderness, especially if you've got anything tweaky going on in the upper back. Also worth noting, a lot of people hang on to tension in the upper back or in that space between the shoulder blades and spine. So the more you're able to stretch that stuff out, the less your tension kind of internalizes itself and creates stress and anxiety on a regular basis. I'm reading a really interesting book about how trauma manifests in the body. So it's important that we think about things like actual trauma, emotional trauma, and events as something that kind of translates into our physicality. Bring your head and neck back to center, bend the knees, release the arms, palms to the mat. Walk it all the way out, come back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Hopefully your shirt stayed in place. And then from plank pose, again, lean forward, lower halfway, pause. Lower all the way down and pause. Get there a different way if there's an easier way and you need that. Rest your forehead, point your feet. Again, press your pubic bone down a lot, and you should feel that your low back gets a whole lot longer. And what you'll do this time is reach the arms forward, palms face the floor.
Superman shape that at first is very heavy, nothing's lifting yet. Now I want you to imagine, before we go any further, that there's an ice cube under your belly button and you're pulling your belly button away from that ice cube. That's also going to help your low back to get nice and long. And then we're going to pull some muscular energy into the mid back so that we don't have so much tension in the upper back. So the way we do that is by activating the lower traps. And I want you to simultaneously, if possible, lift your right arm and your left leg and let them hover. Forehead can stay on the mat for now. Notice that diagonal line of energy from your right hand to your left heel. And then set that shape down, take a pause. Same thing, second side, simultaneously, left arm, right leg. They lift up as best you can, do that simultaneously, and you pause. Shoulders away from the ears, sides of the neck long, base of the neck soft. Mid-back active, release that, set it down. Now we'll add the forehead. Inhale, forehead, right arm, left leg. They all lift up. You're still looking down, there's still a little bit of a tuck to your chin, and then set that shape back to the mat. And switch, forehead, left arm, right leg. Now we're gonna make it kind of like a march. So set that down, and then alternate. Right arm, left leg, forehead. And release. Left arm, right leg, forehead. And release. Two more of each. Right arm, left leg. Release. Left arm, right leg. Release. And then last one. Right arm, left leg. Set that down, and then left arm, right leg. And then set that down. Slide the palms back under the shoulders. Wrap the elbows in, press the pubic bone down, inhale, curl into cobra. Maybe it's a little bigger this time. Maybe not, and then exhale, release that down, curl the toes. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Wiggle around, see if anything feels different. You get a little chiropractic adjustment somewhere, that'll happen from time to time as muscles loosen up. Let's take this shape to the top of the mat. So inhale, look forward, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, you can step, jump, mosey, tiptoe, take your time, come all the way up to the top of the mat. And then once you get there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And ground through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Now exhale, Samasthiti, palms together in front of your heart. Here's where my head gets cut off, I apologize. But take a moment, bow your head to your hands, close your eyes, and offer up whatever intention serves your purpose best. I'm here for blank. My needs are blank, or I'm letting go of blank. Keep that intention with you as we move. Release the arms, palms face forward, open the eyes up. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. And then exhale, swan dive all the way forward, touch the mat. Inhale, look forward, lift halfway, take a little pause. And then exhale, soften the knees, keep your left foot where it is. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. If you've got some blocks, you might like to grab them. If you don't have blocks, just use your fingertips. Melt the right knee down. Frame out your fingertips or blocks around your left foot, and then slide the right knee back as far as you can. Point the right toes, take an inhale, lift the heart like cow pose. And then take an exhale, round the back like cat pose. 3 more of each, nice and slow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Again, 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then inhale, neutral spine. If you've got blocks, you might adjust them. You might like them the same way. But you'll stretch your left leg towards straight for half Hanuman. Once you get there, inhale, chest towards your left big toe, shoulders down the back. And then exhale, fold over your left leg. Tuck your chin, close your eyes. Let yourself settle into that one. Breath nice and deep. Notice when you deepen your breath, or when you try hard in a pose, so to speak, really focus and really concentrate, does it show up in your face somewhere? Can you keep your facial muscles really soft instead? Last 2. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee, blocks to the side. Place your palms flat, curl the right toes, lift the right knee, step back, plank to inhale. Exhale, might be a down dog, might be a child's pose, or for some of you guys, it might be a vinyasa, but don't feel like that's an obligation. If you're going vinyasa, you'll lean forward, lower halfway, and then all the way down. And inhale takes you back into cobra, or maybe up dog, maybe something else if you need something else, and then an exhale brings you back to down dog. I encourage you to add your own kind of ways to fine-tune things, and to skip and avoid things that feel like they might be aggravating for today. You can always get on your mat in vinyasa tomorrow if today you need a little more settling of a practice. Now from your down dog, inhale, pick your right leg up into the air. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and try to keep everything else the same. One hip circle before we step, right knee to the chest. Right knee points right, knee points back, and then knee to your chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up, and step the foot between your thumbs, or maybe grab the heel and sweep it forward. Melt the left knee down, scoot the left knee back as far as you can, point the toes, grab your blocks if you want them, and if you've got them, or find your fingertips, frame out the right foot, and then inhale, cow pose your spine, lift up through your heart, and exhale, cat pose your spine, round and hollow through your back. Again, inhale, cow, exhale, cow. Two more times, inhale, cow. Exhale, cow. Last one, inhale, cow. Exhale, cow. And then inhale, neutral spine, adjust if necessary, and then stretch the right leg towards straight. Straight is relative, so don't force it. And do try to keep a muscle on the top of the right thigh, meaning activate your muscle. Obviously, you've got muscle there, but try to activate the quadriceps on the top of the thigh so you get a little bit more support. Inhale, reach your chest towards your right big toe. And then keep that reach. Exhale, fold over the leg, any amount that you like, and tuck your chin, close your eyes. 5 nice slow breaths. Easing into the leg muscles might feel really wonderful. Maybe you've been a long time coming with these stretches. It may feel kind of boring. Maybe these are stretches you do all the time. We will add layers to this, but just notice kind of a base level of the fronts of the legs and backs of the legs. Last inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, eyes open up, blocks off to the sides, frame out your right foot, curl your left toes, lift your left knee, and then step forward, left foot meets the right top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine, and then keep that length, exhale, fold. And then ground through your feet, inhale, reach the arms around and up, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, circle the arms down, palms meet in front of your heart. Take a moment to check back in and just get resituated, and then reverse it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive all the way forward, touch the mat. Inhale, look forward, lift halfway, soften your knees. Right foot stays where it is this time. Left foot to the back of the mat. Let's take a crescent lunge. So take a moment to get situated. Right knee above the ankle, feet hips width apart if they were side by side. And then you'll press down to come all the way up and reach through the arms. Give it a moment, really tone your belly, really think tailbone lengthening towards the floor, bend the right knee deeper, stretch the left heel towards the back of the mat, and then inhale, straighten out your right leg, and exhale, bend your right knee palms to prayer, stay upright and twist towards your right. So all in one kind of smooth, fluid motion as best you can make that happen. Again, inhale, come center, reach the arms up, straighten the right leg, and then exhale, bend the right knee palms to prayer, twist to the right, but stay upright again. 2 more, same thing on the breath. Inhale, center and reach. Exhale, bend and twist. And then 1 more. Inhale, center, reach up. This time, exhale, bend and twist. Now pause. Take your left elbow outside of your right thigh. And then either stay right there or make it easier by taking the left knee down to the floor. Totally up to you. But try to lean back, open the chest more. Maybe look up to help your chest open more. Maybe look down to make your balance a little less challenging. And we're here for 3. For 2. And 1. Back to crescent lunge. So lift the left knee if it lowered. Bring the torso center. Reach the arms up. Take a little pause. Catch your left wrist in your right hand. And curl your torso to the right. Now you've got a nice little side body stretch, sort of like we had when we were seated, but be careful of this one because it can end up in the low back if you just dump into it. So think belly extra charged, Front knee still bending. And if you feel any tension in your lower back, just don't curl so far to the right. Next, inhale, lift back upright. Release the arms and slowly circle them down, almost like a swan dive, almost like a sun salutation, to place the palms flat, step back to plank pose. Inhale, decide if you need a vinyasa. And then exhale, either take it or just stretch back downward facing dog. I'm going to skip my vinyasas today because my shoulders feel kind of tired. See how you feel. And then eventually make your way back to down dog. Once you're back in down dog, wiggle it out. And then left leg. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. And make a circle, knee to chest. Knee points left. Knee points back, and then knee to chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up, pause, and step the left foot all the way up between your thumbs, or help it to get there. Adjust your legs, think crescent lunge, and then press down to come all the way up, reach tall through the arms, firm the ribs towards the spine, and really keep the belly active throughout this next couple of poses and transitions, because it's gonna help things stay more stable. Now inhale, straighten out your left leg when you're ready. Exhale, bend the left knee, palms to prayer, twist to the left. But stay upright for now. Eventually, we'll lean into it. Repeat, 3 more. Inhale, center and reach. Exhale, bend and twist. 2 more times. Inhale, center, stretch up. Exhale, bend and twist. 1 more time. Inhale, center, reach. Exhale, bend and twist. Little pause. Right elbow outside of the left thigh. Take your twist a little deeper. If you don't like that, you can stay upright. If you want to lower the right knee to make it a little less of a balance, feel free. Look up, down, or sideways, but add a little tuck to your chin, and then try to spread the collarbones apart. 3. Can your breath get deeper for 2? Last one, deep breath in. Exhale, lift the right knee if it's lowered. Bring the torso back to center, crescent lunge. Catch your right wrist in your left hand. Keep your belly toned and curl to the left. You do not have to go very far typically to feel this one. So just notice what you feel right off the bat. 3. No tension in your lower back for 2. And then last one, big inhale. Exhale, back to center, release the arms, cascade them forward and downward, all the way to the top of the mat, and then step it forward, right foot meets the left. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Keep that length, exhale, fold. Press down for your feet, inhale, reach the arms around and up, little pause at the top. And then exhale, circle the arms down, palms together at your heart. Repeat, inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, dive yourself all the way forward, touch the mat. Inhale, look forward, lift halfway. And then exhale, soften the knees, lower the fingertips, left foot stays, right foot to the back of the mat. This time we're going to set up warrior 1, which is a tricky pose. So spin the right heel down to the mat. Line up your heels, left heel to right heel, and then take your left foot a little bit wider to the left. Once you've got that, root down through your feet to rise all the way up, reach through the arms, and try to press more through the outer edge of the right foot behind you. Not easy to do, and it should feel kind of like an uncomfortable pose, but press through the outer edge of the right foot to drive the outer right hip forward. Maybe take the right arm forward like you want to shake someone's hand, bend the left knee deeper, and then both arms reach up. We're just going to stay here for 5. I tend not to hold you guys in this pose because I don't like it myself, and I don't want to be here either, but today we're going to focus a little bit more on just sitting in the discomfort in the legs and zippering up the front body so the low back stays nice and long. Talking, so we've got 3 more here. 2. Last one, deep breath in. As you exhale, interlace fingers behind your low back. If possible, if not, hold something between your hands like a strap or a towel. Straighten out your left leg just to get a little relief because that left thigh should be burning. And then rebend your left knee, knuckles reach down. Dive your torso forward, humble warrior. We're here just for a couple of breaths. And as you find your way in, don't worry about how low to the ground you get. Focus more on keeping the legs the same. So keeping the left knee bent to a square, keeping the outer right foot pressing down. For 2. And one. Deep breath in. Exhale, press down to lift all the way back up. Release the arms at the top. Warrior one, full pose. And then circle the arms gently back down to the mat. Place your palms, step it back. Your choice, plank to vinyasa or plank to something simple. Maybe just a down dog. Move around. A moment for everybody to just kind of catch up and get to the same space. Then right leg, inhale, lift it up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. One hip circle before we step, knee to chest. Knee points right, knee points back. Knee to chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up. Step the foot between your thumbs or help it to get there. And then spin the left heel down and set it up for warrior one. So again, to reiterate, I like to line up the heels and then take the front foot a little wider in its own direction. That just helps the pelvis to square a little better. Right knee above the right ankle is important. And then as the torso comes upright, you'll feel where there's some tightness or where this pose doesn't feel so great. For me, it's the upper inner left thigh for this moment. So for you, maybe it's the same, maybe it's different. Now take your left arm, reach it forward like you want to shake someone's hand. Sit the hips a little lower as you do that. And then reach the arms up, square off the hips, round through the feet. We're here for 5. But I've been talking, so let's say 4 more from here. And 3. 2. Can you sit a little lower? One more inhale. Exhale, interlace fingers behind your low back. See if you can put the weird thumb on top or modify again. And then take a moment just to straighten out the right leg. That should feel nice after all that. Stretch the knuckles down, open up your chest more, and then rebend your right knee and dive your torso forward, humble warrior. 3 slow breaths to be here. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try to reach the knuckles up and away from the lower back. Maybe even close your eyes, tuck your chin. Last 2. Last 1. And root down, rise all the way up, reach through the arms, little pause. Circle the arms down slowly. Fingertips to the top of the mat. Spin to the ball of your left foot. Step forward. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, half lift. Keep that length. Exhale, fold. And then press down through your feet. Reach the arms around and up. A little pause at the top. And then Samasthiti, palms together at your heart. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is there's one more standing sequence. Just a couple of poses where we're up and on our feet. The bad news is we've got a couple more poses to do on our feet. So check in with your legs. Try to charge up your quadriceps, your thigh muscles more. Try to neutralize your pelvis a little more. Notice if you get stuck in cow pose or stuck in cat pose. Try to find your way right in between. And then release the arms, palms face forward, eyes open up. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. And exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Touch the mat or your shins or your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, soften the knees, fingertips to the mat. Right foot stays, left foot to the back of the mat. Now, pardon my back in advance here. We're going to come into warrior 2. So spin your left heel down to the mat. Find heel to arch alignment in your feet. And then circle the arms around and open and bring yourself upright. Now, 3 times, you'll spin the palms open to the ceiling. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, straighten out the legs. And then exhale, sink deeper into your warrior 2. Again, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, resettle. One more time, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, resettle. Now keep the legs, keep the arms, lean forward, flip the right palm, peaceful warrior, curl back. And then exhale, side angle pose, kind of like that shape we made when we were seated. 2 more of those on the breath. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Keep your belly toned a lot. Exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. And then inhale, warrior 2, press down, lift up. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down, frame your front foot. Spin to the ball of your back foot. And then stretch your right leg in the direction of straight. Straight is relative, so don't force anything. Inhale, chest towards the front of the mat. And then keep that reach. And exhale, hang your head, get a little heavier. Not here long any of these final poses, just kind of pausing to explore how the legs need to stretch more or where there's some restriction still. Inhale, half lift. Soften your knees, step your left foot in about 1.5 feet. More traditional Parsvottanasana. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Don't think too much about it. The alignment is crucial, but really if you've got your left heel grounded, if you've got your feet about hips width apart, you'll be in good shape here. Right toes point to the front of the room. Outer right hip firms in. Halfway lift again, spin to the ball of your left foot. Soften your knees, take your full stance. So step your left toes to the back of the mat. Mount your left knee down, and let's come back to half Hanuman. But this time we're going to get into more of the outer seam of the leg. So if you need some blocks, feel free to grab them, but we're not going to fold directly forward over the right leg. Instead, we're going to walk a quarter turn to the right, keeping those right toes pointing up to the ceiling. As you walk your quarter turn to the right, which might be more or less based on what you find when you get there, inhale, reach your chest towards the right side of your space, and then exhale, soften the elbows. And just hang your head, close your eyes. Give it a couple slower, deeper breaths. Soften your jaws, make sure there's nothing extra active happening there. Don't want to just move tension from the legs to the neck or the jaws. We want to get rid of it. Last inhale. Exhale, look to the top of the mat, walk yourself forward, frame out your right foot, bend your right knee, curl the left toes, lift the left knee, step it back, maybe go right to down dog, maybe a vinyasa. I'm going to take this one just to get a little more heat. Whether you do or not is up to you, but we'll meet in downward facing dog. We got one more side of that standing step. So as you arrive back to down dog, wiggle around a bit. Left leg, when you're ready, inhale, sweep it up. Bend the knee, open the hip. One last hip circle, knee to chest. Knee points left. Knee points back, and then left knee to your chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up, and step the foot between your thumbs. Right heel spins down, heel to arch like warrior two, and then take a moment just to circle around and up and come into your full pose. Remember, the outer edge of your back foot is really important. So press through the outer edge of the right foot, and then spin the palms open to the ceiling 3 times. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead, straighten the left leg, and then exhale, sink back in. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle. Remember, these are the last couple of standing poses. Then we stretch and rest. Inhale, last one, reach up. Exhale, settle. Now lean forward, flip the left palm, inhale, peaceful warrior, but keep your belly toned. And exhale, side angle pose, halfway forward and you pause. Repeat, same thing, inhale, curl back. Exhale, side angle. If there's any tension in your low back, don't go so far and tone your belly more. One more cycle, same thing, inhale, curl back. And exhale, side angle. Nice and warm after that. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down, frame your front foot, spin to the ball of your right foot behind you. If you need your blocks, grab some blocks to frame out your left foot, and then stretch your left leg towards straight. Straight is relative, never force it. Inhale, reach your chest towards your left big toe, and exhale, fold over the leg. Tuck your chin, close your eyes, hang your head, get heavy. Apply a little more of your breath. From here, next inhale, half lift. Soften your knees and then step your right foot in about 1.5 feet. Parsvottanasana. So typically you want to line your heels up, go a little wider, just like warrior one, and then firm the left hip in. Inhale, chest reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Maybe you notice a different angle on your hamstrings, on the back of your thigh, or maybe the inner thigh, the adductor muscles get more of a stretch. It really doesn't matter what their names are, what someone somewhere decided to name these muscles. What's important is that you notice the shape and the direction of the tension that you find. You start to kind of fill up your toolbox with which poses alleviate tensions that you find on a regular basis, or very acute tensions, sudden injuries or muscle knots or issues that you might come into contact with. This is all kind of like a self-study exercise. Next, inhale, halfway lift, spin to the ball of your right foot, soften your knees, step into your longer stance. Well, let's take it into that half Hanuman shape. So melt the right knee down and stretch your left leg towards straight. Walk the fingertips back, dorsiflex, your left toes point to the ceiling. Don't lock out the left knee. So if it feels like there's pressure there, keep a little bend, no big deal. And then we're not gonna fold straight forward. Instead, you'll take a quarter turn to your left, reach your chest away from your pelvis, and then soften your elbows, hang your head, fold in a little deeper. Notice if you're feeling kind of taxed and exhausted. Notice if you're feeling kind of bored. Wherever you are, use your breath. Bring yourself into a place where you're settled, you're grounded, peaceful within your poses, even if you don't necessarily enjoy them. Or if you would have chosen a different pose to do if you had the option. Now look forward, walk your fingertips forward, bend the left knee, curl the right toes, lift the right knee, and one more time, let's just step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, palms to shins or fingers down. Exhale, fold. And then ground through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms around and up. This time, exhale, take it right back into your fold. Swan dive forward. Inhale, look forward, lift halfway, pause. And then exhale, find a way to bend your knees, sink your hips. Keep bending, keep sinking, and get your butt to the floor. So it maybe didn't work just like that, or maybe it did. But once you get your bottom to the floor, you're going to bring your feet together and your knees wide for Baddha Konasana. I'll spin to face you guys. So at first, let's make it a tight little shape with the pubic bone and the heels as close as they can get to one another. Then interlace your fingers and wrap your fingers around your toes like you've got a little basket to hold onto your toes with. Inhale, reach your chest towards the front of your space. And you can wiggle a little sides to side and get the flesh away from your sits bones if that feels helpful. And then exhale, bend your elbows and fold over your legs. The key though is that you're not using your elbows like crowbars to press your thigh bones and shin bones downward. You're actually using your glute muscles to try to spread the inner thighs and lengthen the knees apart. See if you can squeeze your butt a little extra here. And make sure that the shoulders don't creep up to the ears. They like to do that. From here, next inhale, rise all the way up, flat back. Take this same shape and slide your ankles a little farther forward like so. So you've got a wider diamond shape. Now we're going to get into the mid-back, low back muscles. So pick your right shin bone up, take your right arm palm facing down, and thread your right arm underneath your right shin, walking your fingertips to the right. If you like, you can just be on fingertips or the palm. You can get the whole elbow down. You're going to go a little deeper. Left hand will find the left upper inner thigh, and you'll push into the thigh, lean to the right. Think of spinning your rib cage open to the ceiling like you would for side angle pose again. But then keep that pose, keep pushing into the left thigh with your left hand. Spin your gaze down and tuck your chin toward your chest. Once you get there, close your eyes. A little deeper with your breath. Maybe rock the head side to side. One more inhale, stay. Exhale, lean forward, eyes can open up, left fingertips push the ground away. Right arm unthreads from underneath your right shin, and then you'll just switch sides. So pick your left shin bone up. Take your left arm palm facing down, thread it underneath your left shin. You decide how far you're going, or your body might decide for you. See what feels right, and then right hand, right thigh. Push into the thigh, lean left. Spin your chest open like you want your collarbones to point to the ceiling, but then spin your gaze down and tuck your chin. Once you get situated there, you can close your eyes. Once your eyes are closed, you can breath. Maybe rock the head side to side. Take some time to investigate. Notice what you feel the most. Is it your low back? Is it your neck? Is it somewhere in your mid back or upper back? Is it a shoulder? Is it an inner thigh? And try not to think of those outcomes as good or bad or preferable or not preferable. Try to just let that be part of your self-discovery so that you know how to stretch, what needs more stretch. Eyes can blink open, right fingertips push the ground away, unthread your left arm, lean forward, and then slowly sit up. One more forward fold, then we'll get on our backs. Right leg is going to stretch out to the right. Left foot will find the upper inner right thigh. Dorsiflex at the right ankle, point your toes to the ceiling, and then sit up really tall, reach through the arms. Revolve the rib cage to the right and hinge at your hips, bow forward. Rotate the arms down, shoulders down the back, tuck your chin. Close the eyes, soften the jaws, try to relax into it. Again, notice where you feel, whatever you happen to feel. Inhale, flat back, rise all the way up. Switch sides, left leg out, right leg in. Reach the arms. Revolve towards the left, try to point your left toes to the ceiling, and then hinge at your hips. Keep reaching forward. It's good, you guys, and then rotate the arms down. Ease the shoulders down the back. Maybe add a little tuck to your chin on top of everything. Maybe you can spread your collarbones a little wider apart. Jaws a little extra. Notice your breath from here through Shavasana, because we want to deepen the breath again and almost exaggerate it so that in Shavasana we're not thinking about the breath. Naturally get a better outcome with it. Next inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. Bend your left knee, find your way onto your back, and set up for bridge pose, but we're going to do that kind of dancing, movement-based bridge. So lie down on your back. Gaze will be straight up towards the ceiling unless you need to watch me for a round or two and then look up at the ceiling. But I don't want you to look side to side once you're in bridge. So once the pelvis lifts, the gaze is neutral. Now what we'll do is release the arms down alongside of us, palms facing down, so the opposite of Shavasana. And then grounding through your feet, you'll inhale to lift the pelvis and reach the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, you'll reground the pelvis and circle the arms down until the palms land alongside of you. And then repeat, same thing. Inhale, arms up, pelvis up. Exhale, arms down, pelvis down. Keep it going, maybe the eyes closed. Inhale is upward. Exhale is downward. 3 more with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Back muscle massage the way through it. Inhale, last one. Lift up. Exhale to lower down. And let's pigeon. Right knee to your chest. Dorsiflex, toes towards the shin, and then right ankle, left thigh. Make a figure 4. You're welcome to just stay here. Some of us maybe prefer that. You're welcome as well to go deeper and pull the left thigh into your chest if you would like. And then the right arm would thread through the space between your legs. You'd interlace fingers behind the left thigh. And then with the shoulders drawing down and back, you could rock a little bit, side to side. You could cat-cow the pelvis a little bit. Like this figure 4, because not only are we taking our right leg into an external rotation and some flexion, we also have the ability, if we move a little side to side, to massage out the lower back and the upper glutes. So we kind of come at the hips from all different angles here. Not to mention, this is a really grounding pose. Helps us to find the capacity to get a little closer to the floor in all of our poses. One more inhale, stay right here. And then exhale, release that, and just step switch. Left foot flat, right foot flat, left knee to the chest, dorsiflex, left ankle, right thigh. Maybe that's your pose, that's fine with me. Maybe the right thigh pulls in, left arm threads through the space between the legs, and then the fingers interlace if you like. Draw the shoulders down and back. Soften through your gaze, your facial muscles. Maybe add some movement side to side. You can cat-cow the pelvis. Play with different angles. See what tissue in the upper glutes or the lower back seems like it's still a little finicky. Seems like maybe there's a little knot or some scar tissue. It's like you would go to a cafe and get a really nice massage. You can kind of adjust your position, pressing into the floor to work out your own self-massage. It's a nice little myofascial release technique. Finding those trigger points and finding those balled up knots of muscle tissue, kind of pressing them and ironing them out. Now from here, let's take it into a happy baby. So release that one and split the thighs, hug both knees in, grab for your outer feet, big toes or heels. Rock a little side to side with that one. Let's twist before we rest. So knees together, arms wide, lower your knees to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Try to get your shoulder blades to flatten out. And then knees lift up, come back to center, and switch knees right, gaze left. Breath is really slow and heavy. Back to center. Now you rest, Shavasana. Gently stretch the arms and the legs into a position that's comfortable enough for you to maintain. You can adjust and fidget a little bit until you find the perfect place, and then cease to fidget or adjust or move, think or plan. Let yourself settle and rest. Such a lack of effort that your body actually starts to recover, just like it does when you sleep. Make sure your tongue isn't pressing up against the roof of your mouth. Peel it away if it is. Make sure your facial muscles are smooth. Let yourself relax. So these next couple of minutes are all about passive restoration.
fine-tune the breath, just like you did when we got started. Soften your jaw, smooth out your facial muscles. Start to move your toes, your fingers, your head and neck. Stretch the arms up and overhead. Full body length. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll around on your back, smooth everything out, and find your way over to one side or the other. Take a pause when you get there and collect your thoughts, collect your intention, collect your goals, collect your breath, enhancing it. And push the ground away to come all the way upright and sit up tall. Once you're there, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Enjoy your breath. Bow your head to your hands and offer something up, your intention, your breath, a dedication, maybe a combination of those things. Let's seal in our practice this morning with an Om. Join if you like, listen if you'd rather. Take a deep breath in. Bow your head to your heart. The light in me honors that very same light in each one of you. Thank you for sharing your practice and being here this morning. Namaste.
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 Guys,
Thank you, Alison.
Thank you.
what I can see in your little video boxes, always a good job. Great to have you guys. Good to see you, and I'll be back tomorrow.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Allison, for a beautiful class.
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. Thanks.
Wow,
All
thank
right,
you.
everyone, enjoy your day. And Allison will be back tomorrow at 10:45.
Okay, wonderful.
See you guys all soon.
Okay. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Allison.
Thank you.